San Francisco 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan could not believe that Brock Purdy made this throw right here. I'm going to show it to you in a second, and I'm also going to show you the way Kyle Shanahan reacted to this because he just it was very similar to that one throw that Brock Purdy had against the Jags, where Kyle Shanahan came out and said he didn't like it. He thought it was a bad decision, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And we knew all about the one to George Kittle across the body, or no, it's to Brandon Aiyuk across the body. And, it was a great throw, but Kyle didn't love the processing. Well, this throw is very similar, but this time it sounds like Kyle Shanahan is changing his tune a little bit in regards to how he's perceiving and processing Brock Purdy continuing to make throws like this. But before we hear from Kyle, let's take a look at the play right here. Nick Wagner of ESPN grabbed this clip, and I want to share it with you so we can all watch it together. Let's take a look at Brock Purdy make this throw. And again, we've already heard it explained from Brandon Aiyuk that there's only two routes really being run on this particular play, and he wasn't the primary. And typically, this he doesn't get the ball here. Normally go one to check down, but Brock Purdy is absolutely phenomenal at this, being able to read and identify the defense. As you can see, you've got George Kittle with a post in the middle of the field. You've got Kyle Juszczyk in the flat, and you got the check down with looks to be Charlie Warner. But the two primary routes here is most likely Kittle to juice to check down based on picking one side of the field and processing it from that standpoint. And you can see on this play action him resetting his feet, moving the pocket. He has a defender barreling down on him, and he gets the ball out, layers it over a linebacker in between three defenders, and makes an absolutely beautiful throw across the field on an absolute dime to Brandon Aiyuk. He gets it right over. It looks like Diggs actually gets it over the safety and just drops it right into the soft part of the zone. And Kyle Shanahan couldn't believe it. He couldn't believe it at all. Like I think Kyle Shanahan is continuing to be surprised by this quarterback that he sees every single day. I know a lot of us are, starting to understand that this is just normal life with Brock Purdy at quarterback. He's going to make great plays, and he's going to find the open receiver, even if it isn't in the progression. I mean, think back to that Dallas game in the divisional round when he finds George Kittle. George Kittle wasn't even out on a route. He just leaked into the middle of the field, and Brock Purdy found him for a huge momentum-changing play. This is what Brock does. You don't have to be the number one read in the progression, and you can still get the football. You could even be completely out of the play and still get the football. But listen to Kyle Shanahan and the way he kind of describes this play, and just listen to the way he talks about it. Like, you can tell, like, he's genuinely impressed with his young quarterback. Take a listen right here.
Brock's touchdown pass there, kind of a little fist bump. What was your emotions watching that throw, watching that play?
I couldn't believe he was throwing it. The zone coverages guys were so deep, and which usually you can check it down right underneath them and get about 12, but Brock thought he could drop it in over the guy, and it was a clear view for all of us, and it was just a hell of a throw. Like, perfect touch, got it over him. I think it was Diggs, and it was a big play that sealed it.
Does it take guts to make that throw? Like, what does it take to make that kind of throw?
That's what he does that pretty consistently. He's always trying to get that one in. He very rarely does he check it down and you tell him he missed the deep one. He looks at it that way. Actually, he proved to us while the ball was in the air it was the right decision. Without deep.
It was the wrong decision when he lets it go?
Oh yeah, we're all holding our breath as soon as he lets it go because the guy was so deep, and but Brock's got some touch and he was able to throw it over him, and we took the safety out of there with a route, so he knew if he could get over him, there's no one else left, and he made the throw, and I wouldn't have known it until he threw it, but once he threw it, it obviously was there.
What's awesome about this is that it is becoming crystal clear that Brock Purdy's a special quarterback. He just is. Like, everything that he provides, the intangible traits, how he's able to push the ball downfield, he just really is a quality quarterback. He can make every throw. I haven't seen anything from Brock Purdy to indicate that he can't. He can push the ball downfield. I mean, he leads the league in yards per attempt on pass attempts. He leads the league in multiple different statistical categories. Brock Purdy's a real deal, man. Like, he's just out here week in, week out making plays. And at a certain point, it's hard to discredit what he's doing. It's hard to take away what he's doing. And his teammates see it, his coaches see it, and the world is finally starting to come around to it. Brock Purdy has been absolutely phenomenal for the San Francisco 49ers, and it appears that's not going to stop anytime soon. And I can't wait for next week against Philly in a game where we didn't get to see him participate more than 6 plays in. I'm really looking forward to see what he does against this Philly defense. What did you think about this throw? Again, Aiyuk called it a dot. Kyle Shanahan's just like, I can't believe he made this throw. Again, it typically wouldn't be the decision he would want within his offense and scheme, but Brock Purdy continues to prove to Kyle he can play outside of structure, and if things break down, he knows where to go with the football, even if it isn't a part of the initial design. Absolutely fantastic. Let me know what you guys think about the play, what Kyle said. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.